Hello everyone, welcome to new video. Today we are going to discuss about exothermic and endothermic process and reaction. Endothermic and exothermic reaction. Students, what is meant by endothermic and what is meant by exothermic? To study this, endo and exo, which means incoming and outgoing. So the process in which heat from outside is absorbed during some physical and chemical changes. For example, when ice start melting, ice initially at in solid state, which is so cold, and when we put ice into the surrounding, so it start melting, which means it utilize some amount of energy from the surrounding that acquires heat energy. It start absorbing the heat energy inside in it. That's the reason in which heat is absorbed. Second reaction is dissolve when you dissolve a potassium nitrate in water. Therefore these are endothermic process. On the other hand, heat is given away during some physical changes. For example, formation of ice from water. As we have seen बेटा, देखो जब कभी भी आइस से वाटर बनता है तो उस टाइम पे क्या होता है, हीट एब्जॉर्ब होती है क्योंकि आइस कोल्ड है, वाटर थोड़ा सा हॉट होता है. एज़ कम्पेयर टू आइस वाटर का टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता है. तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे हीट जो है वो आइस टू बाहर गई है, मतलब आइस में एब्जॉर्ब हुई है. सॉरी, हीट जो है आइस में एब्जॉर्ब हुई है. तो यहाँ पे हीट एब्जॉर्ब हो रही है. जब हीट एब्जॉर्ब होती है उसको कहा जाता है एंडोथर्मिक. सी बेटा, क्लियर दैट थर्म मीन्स व्हाट, हीट, एंड एंडो मीन्स व्हाट, इनसाइड. Endothermic means what? Inside heat. What is the meaning of endothermic? Endothermic means what? The process in which heat absorbed during some physical and chemical changes, that is called as endothermic process. On the other hand, which is exactly opposite to it, in endothermic heat start absorbing. So obviously in exothermic process heat given away. So what happens? See, when ice start melting at that time heat absorb, and when water start formation of ice at that time heat given away. That is why this process is called as exothermic process. In this process of dilution and concentrated sulfuric acid with water, very large amount of heat is liberated. As a result, water get evaporated instantaneously if it is poured into a concentrated sulfuric acid, which may cause an accident. To avoid this, required amount of water is taken in the glass container and small quantity of concentrated sulfuric acid and time is added with strain. Therefore, a small amount of heat is liberated at this journey or at this time. Very small amount of heat is generated, and that is why it is so convenient to handle, and without accidentally we can perform the reactions. As you can see students, to carry out endothermic and exothermic process, what we have to do is, first we require some apparatus, that is 2 plastic bottles, measuring cylinder, thermometer, etc. We require the chemicals too, that is potassium nitrate, sodium hydroxide, water, etc. See beta, sodium hydroxide being corrosive, handle it carefully in presence of teacher. If teacher is present at that time only you have to perform this experiment, otherwise you have to avoid to perform this experiment because sodium hydroxide being so corrosively. So procedure, what we have to do is, so take 100 ml of water in each of 2 plastic bottles. In plastic bottle A also you have to take some amount of water, that is approximately equal to 100 ml, and in plastic bottle B also we have to take 100 ml water. Plastic being insulated of heat, the heat can be prevented. The temperature you have to note down with the help of thermometer. Now what you have to do is, you have to add KNO3, which means potassium nitrate. 5 gram of KNO3 you have to add in bottle and you have to shake it well. Note down the temperature. The solution form, put 5 gram of sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, in the other bottle, shake the bottle well, note the temperature. What exactly happens? In the first bottle, the process of dissolution of potassium nitrate took place, while in the second bottle, the process of dissolution of sodium hydroxide take place. as per your observation, which one is exothermic and which one is endothermic process? See student, what we have done, we have taken two bottles. Each bottle fulfill with the 100 ml of water, and afterwards what we have done, we have to add KNO3 means potassium nitrate. 5 gram of potassium nitrate you have to add in test tube A, and you have to shake it well. In test tube B you have to add 5 gram of sodium hydroxide, and that bottle also you have to shake it very well. And afterwards you have to measure the temperature with the help of thermometer. Are you able to? We are clearly seeing if temperature falls, which means heat given out. अगर बॉटल में का टेम्परेचर कम होता है तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि हीट जो है बाहर गई है, और अगर बॉटल में का टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज होता है, कंटिन्यूसली इंक्रीज होता है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है, यहाँ पे हीट एनर्जी जो है एब्जॉर्ब करी गई है. इस प्रोसेस के दौरान जब हम लोग KNO3 वाटर के अंदर डाल देते हैं, तो इन दैट व्हाट हैपन, हीट फ्रॉम द सराउंडिंग इज एब्जॉर्ब्ड. सराउंडिंग में की हीट जो है एब्जॉर्ब होनी शुरू हो जाती है, जिस वजह से टेम्परेचर जो है, सॉल्यूशन का जो टेम्परेचर है वो रिजल्टेंट करता है लेस. और इसी प्रोसेस में हीट जो है एब्जॉर्ब हो रही है, आउटसाइड से एब्जॉर्ब हो रही है KNO3 के मतलब फर्स्ट बॉटल में. ये वाली जो रिएक्शन है वो है एंडोथर्मिक प्रोसेस. अगर आपने सॉलिड NaOH को डिसॉल्व किया है वाटर के अंदर, तो इसमें से हीट जो है गिवन आउट होती है. इसी वजह से इसका टेम्परेचर जो है वो इंक्रीज हो जाता है, और इसी प्रोसेस को जो है एक्सोथर्मिक प्रोसेस कहा जाता है. इसके लिए कुछ एक एग्जाम्पल भी है. देखो बेटा, CaCO3 जब हीट के साथ रिएक्ट होता है तो CaO सॉलिड स्टेट में प्लस CO2 गैस रिलीज होता है विद द अमाउंट ऑफ हीट. इसी वजह से ये रिएक्शन जो है वो है एंडोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. इसमें हीट एब्जॉर्ब होती है. एंड सेकेंड देखो बेटा, CaO plus H2O, when these two react with each other, so it forms aqueous CaOH2, और इसमें से हीट जो है रिलीज होती है, जिस वजह से ये जो है एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन है. There is a exchange of heat in the chemical reaction as well. Accordingly, some chemical reaction are exothermic while some other are endothermic. During exothermic chemical reaction, heat is given away when reactant are transferred into product, while during endothermic chemical reaction, heat is either absorbed from the surrounding or has to be supplied continuously from outside. That examples we have taken earlier. Now rate of chemical reaction. On which the rate of chemical reaction depend, that point we are going to discuss in the next video in detail. Right now we are going to take the difference between exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. As you can see on the screen students, the difference between exothermic reaction and endothermic reactions are, as we know very well, in exactly endothermic means what? Absorb, and exo means what? Release. So the difference between exothermic and endothermic reactions are like that. Endothermic reaction that need to be supplied with energy. Exothermic take place when two substances are mixed together and generated heat. In endothermic, heat is absorbed. In exothermic, heat is given out. In endothermic, energy content of the reactant is fewer than the product, and in exothermic, energy content of the product is more than reactant. In endothermic, energy of reaction system increases relatively to that the surrounding, that is, the reaction system becomes hotter, and obviously because heat is absorbed, that's the reason it becomes hotter. And exactly opposite, in exothermic, energy of the reaction system decreases relatively to that the surrounding, that is, surrounding becomes hotter. In endothermic, the change in the enthalpy of an exothermic reaction is always positive, and in endothermic is positive and exothermic is negative. So I hope you understand all the process. Right now you are seeing the summary table on the screen, so you can summarize the all video like that. Energy is given out to the surrounding. Delta H, which means enthalpy, is negative, and product have less energy than reactant in exothermic. And in endothermic, energy is taken from the surrounding, delta H or enthalpy is positive, product have more energy than the reactant. Students, I hope you understand this video. If you have a doubt, so don't hesitate to ask me in the comment box which is given below. Otherwise, like, share and subscribe my channel. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, because whenever you subscribe my channel, so whenever I'll upload the video, you'll get the notification. I hope you enjoy this phenomenon. Thank you.